Good to see Lee. Another 3 points away from home for the Pool. A great sign. Yeah, I mean, I was looking on a view from the tower, reading comments and people saying that this is the one. Tonight is the test. Exeter was an easy one, but tonight, if we can do something at Lincoln, we've got a chance. I was just looking at the table and we're now 7 points off the playoffs. It's now Leyton Orient had a good result tonight and they've gone to 44 points. Bolton on 44 points, so we're now 7 points behind those playoffs. So we've moved up 1 point closer, and we're up to 13th. So we're kind of like bang in the middle of the table now. Still a long way to go, but it's looking good, isn't it? What do you think of tonight's game? What do you think of Fletcher's goal as well? I always like to see Fletcher score. WG Fantasy League. What did I tell you on Saturday? I knew they'd do it. Yes, you did. In fact, you had lots of faith. I wish it had gone actually, but you know what I mean. Lincoln are just such a bogey side that it was just great to actually put one over. And Jake Tong, if you're listening, it was good to put one over you as well for a change. NANA says, "Hi Lee, can see and hear you clearly." That's great. I'm glad you can. Thank you very much for that. Dawn Toys here. Yeah, it is a big result actually, Dor. It is. It's 2 wins on the bounce, 6 points on the road. So that's winning 2 away on the bounce. We've had lots and lots of draws, but we're just starting to click. This Bloxham's obviously made a difference. Fletcher's starting to score. He's getting confidence. It seems, it was all smiles, when Fletcher scored, he just had all the players looked happy for him. They look like they're a happy camp at the moment, and that's a good sign. We've got to keep it going though. Our home form has been disastrous, and I'm just hoping that on Saturday we can turn that around and we can get another win, because 3 wins on the bounce would be great. RJ Audits is here. Hello, RJ. Says, "Hi, Lee. Lots of tangerines." Hi, RJ. How are you doing? Did you watch the match? Did you watch it on Sky? I was watching it on Sky. Did you go to the match? I'd be interested if anybody actually catches this on the coach's back or on the train who was there. You can actually say you were there for the first time Blackpool have won at Lincoln since 1998. NA, I kind of want to call you Nana, but NA says, "Great to get a win today. Still think we'll finish mid-table, but I'll have a bit of hope of a playoff chance if we get the win against Charlton on Saturday, but only if that happens." Right, okay, so you're still on the fence there. You're not thinking it's... I don't know. To me, that was a big win. That was a big win tonight. It really was. It felt like a big win. It was a tough opponent, and Lincoln just winning 5-1, although they did play Peterborough. I don't know if you've seen Darren Ferguson's interview on that game against Lincoln for Peterborough. He's calling his team the softest bunch he's ever managed. He wasn't happy at all. Paul Sylvester. Our next opponent have won 2-0 against Bristol Rovers. Well, okay. We're a different kettle of fish to Bristol Rovers. We're a better team than Bristol Rovers. But it's not going to be easy. Charlton are always tough. If we beat Charlton, then we've got a real good chance, because the next few home games a little bit easier. But there's no easy games, is there? But we are looking good. I thought the second half, we got the goal, and then I just felt that, they were piling it on Lincoln, weren't they? And I thought we defended heroically. We got blocks in. We had a little bit of luck with the offside goal, and that striker just, fluffing his lines twice, this new lad they got from Derby. But I just felt, as I always do with Blackpool, that we don't seem to be able to play our way out when we're under pressure. When we're under pressure, everything just seems to go panicky, and balls bounce over us straight to them, or we kick it against somebody, it bounces into their path. And the whole thing, although we defended heroically, I wish we could just be a little bit more composed coming out of defence and not keep giving it away all the time. The headers straight back to them, but there's loads of times where we have a chance to get away and then we just don't make a pass, and the intercept, and they put us right back under pressure. And I was feeling the pressure. I've got to say, I didn't really enjoy the second half. And every credit to Lincoln. I thought they played really well. They kept hold of the ball really well in the second half. I'd like to see what the possession stats were. I haven't seen them yet, but blimey, they had a lot of the ball, didn't they? Paul Sylvester says he's buzzing for Saturday now. Yeah, I think I am too. I think everybody is. Wasting in, says RJR. Well, I can't say I could even put that up, to be honest. But It's even hard to say. If we could get one more player in before the transfer window closes, what would be your priority? Sounds like RJ. Where's he from? Where are you from, RJ? Giving us a Western in. Bloody hell. Clearly not a Blackpool fan. Yeah, if we could get one more player in before the transfer window closes, what would be your priority? Well, I think really at the moment, with Evans being injured, I think we need that cover in midfield. Although Onomar came on again, didn't he? Just cameo role. He was, the substitutions, Bruce kept him right to the end, and then he could just use him to waste time and stuff, didn't he? So he did quite well with that. And that Onomar only came on as a little like cameo role, but I'd like to see him get some game time. I didn't think that our midfield was really strong enough in that second half. I think we needed to shore it up a bit more and put an extra midfielder in just to, keep them at bay, really. They were just coming back at us and coming back, weren't they? They are. Jake Wenham says possession was 60% Lincoln. I thought it'd be about 80% Lincoln. I don't know. They seem to be. It just always seemed to be Lincoln on the attack. Those long throws at everything. They were just throwing the kitchen sink out, weren't they? And to be fair, Steve Bruce has obviously worked on the defence, because we don't look. We look. That's the kind of defending. The bits where we did defend that I really like. When you're getting headers in, you're heading it away. A couple of flappy moments, with the keeper, but I think the one where he really flaps, I thought the guy pushed him, but it's just that when we have a chance to get away, so many times that second half, we had a chance to get out of the problem we were in, and we just fluffed it, almost like just panicking when we get out 20, 30 yards out, but then we just defend again, and it was heroic defending. I've got to say, it was really good defending, and Steve Bruce has obviously made a difference there. But I just wish they could, get out of that, being boxed in a little bit better. So, what do you think of the game? Are you agreeing with me, or did you think it was a professional second half? Or what a job well done? I mean, it was a job well done. I like the song Blackpool fans were singing at the end. 3 points away, ole ole. 3 points away, 3 points away. 3 points away, ole ole. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. It felt good. They weren't singing what fun it is to see the Blackpool win away, but we have played a lot better away from home. If our home form would have been good, it's just a shame, obviously, with Steve Bruce and his grandson. But if they'd have just kept a little, done it for him, really, at that, at the time, they just seemed to collapse without him, and I was hoping they would do it for him. You know what I mean? And especially the game we went to, I can't remember who it was we played now, where we had the big round of applause and everything, and we didn't win that game. And I thought we would, I thought they'd do it for him. W&G fan says, in League 2 news, Fleetwood has become the only team to beat top of the league Walsall. Are they still top of the league? I imagine they are. Both home and away this season. Yeah, well done, the Cods, you've got to say. It was looking a bit bad at one time. I was thinking, oh my God, they could go back non-league the way in. But anyway, they seem to be turning it around a bit. Well done to them, I mean, the only knock-on thing that we get, from Fleetwood is when they're at home, some away fans will come and they'll stay in Blackpool and have a bit of holiday. So it just kind of help us, Fleetwood getting a decent amount of fans, away fans coming, and, they will all definitely stay in Blackpool. If they're staying over, they're going to stay in Blackpool, aren't they, rather than Fleetwood. There's not a great, well, they have a pier, but there's not a great deal to do in Fleetwood, but not like there is Blackpool. But yeah, are you all feeling great? I mean, is Bloxham the difference? Because he is such a danger. I mean, I did notice tonight that Apter, who, to be honest with you, I didn't think he had his greatest game for us. He got dispossessed. He has a habit of trying to run forward with it on about the 35, 40, just between the 35-yard and the halfway line. He tries to run away, and he loses it quite a lot of times. I think, for God's sake, just don't lose it there. It's dangerous. But I did notice that he was in acres of space. Apter, he was on at times. I don't know who it was, put a really long ball over to him. It might have been Bloxham, put a right long ball over, perfect, right on him, and he was just clear there was nobody on him. And whereas we've seen Apter, haven't we? Double team, triple teams. There've been 3 players around him because he's been the only threat. But now he's not the only threat, and I think that's going to hopefully, as the weeks go on, Apter will start to get more of the ball and get his confidence back, because I think he's just been marked out of the game. But you can't, I said this the other night, you can't mark Apter out of the game if Bloxham is such a danger, and even Fletcher, is a danger. CJ Hamilton's a danger, although he, again, he wasn't in the game too much, but no, I haven't been to any away matches this season. I declared that at the start of the season that I wasn't going away. It's all costing us too much money, and obviously with the things, the way they've gone here, I just wasn't feeling it either. I did explain this the other night that I mean tonight would have been great if I'd have gone to Lincoln. I'd have been buzzing, and I'd have got home about probably 12:30, and I'd be working on the video probably till 8 o'clock in the morning just to get it up for you guys, because I love it when we win. I love making winning videos, and I hate making losing videos. And after last season with Critch, and we hardly ever win, and I thought, God, how could you go? How could I go to all them away games and suffer all that and then come back and make a video? It's just too hard. So I made the decision I wasn't going, but the nearer we get, if we keep going marching up this table, then I don't think I'm going to be able to stop myself going soon. So Callum Coyle is here, says Charlton getting smoked on Saturday. Playoffs, well, we're not there yet, but it's looking a little bit better. 7 points off them now, up to 13th, so we moved up a place. Football League we're going. Indeed, one place we've gone. Joe Bottomley says Baggett, Bloxham, Casey and Fletcher. Yes, Fletcher we're standing out today. Yeah, there's nothing brings me more joy than Fletcher scoring. It just, honestly, I can't tell you how much I really like Fletcher. I read it all the time. People can't stand him, they don't rate him, and I think it's like Blackpool are a place where misfits find themselves again, and quite often in the history of Blackpool, we've got players that have just have not been doing anything anyway. They come to Blackpool, and there's something about the atmosphere that the players create within the squad. I don't know whether it's because we're out a bit on a limb in Blackpool. A lot of them stay somewhere nearby, and they become such a tight group of players. And I could see, when he scored, every player was over to him. Every player was pleased for him. He's got the greatest, what a great smile when he scores, you know what I mean? He looks happy, and he's one of those kind of players that's just, from being £6 million or whatever he was signed, he got bought for, and he's probably his whole life, his future ahead of him, and then it's just all gone bad for him. And I just love us to resurrect his career, because if he becomes as good as he obviously was when he was signed for that kind of money, he could be a 20 goal a season easy game player. And it's all confidence. You can see the confidence is coming back. He could have had two. The header, really, it was a chance, wasn't it? It was a good chance, and he just put it wide. Didn't really get a good connection on it, but if he starts linking up with Bloxham and getting confident, and he knows where to be, knows where Bloxham plays the ball in, or knows where Apter plays the ball in, it's all just confidence, and it's good to see. WG fans, the last away match I've seen is Mansfield. Yeah, that wasn't well. No, that wasn't good, was it? Rory Lee, hello Rory Lee, says we look so much more exciting all of a sudden. Think Bloxham has made a huge difference already. I think he has, not only because he is good, you know what I mean. He is clearly good, and he didn't do so much tonight. If I'm being honest, he didn't do as much as he did on Saturday against Exeter. But you can't leave him. You can't leave him alone. You know what I mean? They've got to keep him marked, and just that extra presence of. Well, I think, with CJ back as well. So, you're looking at Blackpool. You got CJ Hamilton on one side, Apter on the other. You got Bloxham and Fletcher. It's a fantastic forward line. It really is. That forward line of Apter, Bloxham, Fletcher, and CJ Hamilton could easily take us up into the playoffs. I think that the defence is solid. I think we've got obviously Fire's playing well, isn't he? Elkan Baggett looks like he's just been here all his life. He looked really good tonight. I thought, Casey's showing all the potential that he was supposed to have when we signed him from Leeds. And then you've got, the captain husband there. It's another, it's a good defensive line, and we've seen it. It's just the midfield. It's just the midfield. We haven't got that. We just haven't got that Charlie Adam figure, have we, in the middle? We haven't got that really hard player in the midfield, and we do get overrun, and that's really where I just wish we would strengthen there. But I think, and Beasley back as well. We've got a decent forward line now. It's just that midfield for me. Don't know what you think. Do you agree? Tell me in the comments. Talk to me. Tell me what you thought was good about tonight. Did you think? I mean, Sonny Carey, he did on quite a few occasions take the ball forward, running with it. Just didn't come off. His shot was a great shot. If that had gone in the first like 60 seconds, it was a great save from the keeper because he did it low and right in the corner. And of course the keeper, I don't know how he saved that one from CJ Hamilton, to be honest. Probably if CJ had not put it in the perfect spot that he did, if it had just maybe like scuffed it low, it'd have gone in. If it had just come off his shin or something, he would have gone in. But he just did it in a way that the keeper could tip it over. But it was still a great save. Right, Kieran Baines. You say, hey Lee. Hi, Kieran. He says, hi, hey Lee. Brilliant result for the Pool. I know Elkin. That's probably that spell check changed it because Elkin's Baggett from Ipswich. He played for us. Yeah, well, I like him. We've only got him on loan, so he's not going to be a player that we can keep. But I'd love to keep him. He's fabulous. I think he's a great defender. It's just a shame, really, that he got injured at Blackburn Rovers. They really wrecked him there, and the stupid bloody cup game. And he's only just come back, but already he's looking really good. He is quality. He really is. Roy says, do still hope we get a striker in, because if Fletcher gets injured, I'm still not sure Beasley's up to the job. Well, yeah. I mean, we have got rid of 2 strikers, and we haven't even brought a striker in, really, have we? I mean, he's not really a striker. He's not supposed to be a striker, is he? Bloxham. So, we got rid of 2. So, yeah, really, we could just, the wish would be 2, wouldn't it? A striker and a midfielder. If we got those 2, but time's running out. We've not got long to go. Joe Bottomley says, I should have also mentioned Tyra. He's improving all the time. I think with Tyra, I think he's improving because our defence has improved a lot, and he's not, they were saying at half time, weren't they, Sky, that of the 2 keepers, the Lincoln City keeper had pulled off two or three really magnificent saves, and really, apart from that one, which he was coming in, it was a good shot. Really, would have gone in if he had not deflected it, and he did. It was a good save. He pushed it out, and it went out for a throw in on the other side. But that was the only thing he'd done really in the whole, other than just like soft shots at him. He wasn't trouble at all in the first half. He did well in the second half, but I thought it was more the defenders in front of him. I felt when we needed him, and those moments where we really needed him to grab the ball and get hold of the ball and, make his authority in on those corners and stuff, he did fluff a bit his lines. But the defence were there to clear it out, to get a foot in, to head it over the bar and everything. So he's just part of a better defence. And I think, I don't dislike him. I think he's all right. I think he's all right. He's a tall keeper, a big keeper. I like a tall, big keeper. That a lot of people, used to love Grimmy, but for me, I always said he was too short. I always thought he was too small. And although I was sitting next to Best, he was absolutely devastated. We let him go. I wasn't all that devastated, to be honest. I wasn't. Well, don't be doing that, Colm. You don't need to. That's the one thing you don't want to do, is throw anything on the pitch, because you'll get barred, and it's not worth it to do something like that. That would be a silly thing to do. But yes, if we get beat by Charlton, and Charlton, saying that, Charlton are not an easy team to beat. They're a good side. Don't be thinking Charlton are easy. And we just, at the moment, seem to have a bit of a hoodoo at home. And it's a Saturday, it's not a Tuesday night, so we've got a chance. We have got a chance against Charlton. But if we don't beat them, it depends how well Charlton play. But we have got, we've already seen that we're good enough to beat teams. So, we beat Lincoln, and I think if we can beat Lincoln away, we can beat Charlton at home. But it's not a shoe-in. It's not a guarantee. I won't be sticking my house on it. Let's put it that way. Yes, also correct. I thought it had. Elkin, yeah. Yes, indeed. No such word. Duncan Ward says we need consistency, and it looks like it's starting to happen. We can still make top 6. Of course we can. There's like 19 games to go. There's loads of time. We just need, as you say, to get consistent. And if you think about it, just before, what happened with Bruce, we were going, weren't we, for 5. I know he got manager of the month, but he was going for 5 wins on the bounce. And that, from the minute he came in, he won the first 4, the minute he became manager, he won the first 4 games. And I know he lost a silly cup game in the middle of it, but 4 straight wins in the league, and he was going for his 5th. And I was like, we're never going to win 5 in a row because that's hard. So, yeah, I think Bruce is a major factor. I just think he is a major factor. In fact, I still can't believe that we actually have Steve Bruce as manager, if I'm being honest. I don't know how we got Steve Bruce as manager. I would have never dreamed we could get Steve Bruce. I know he's getting on a bit, but he's a seriously good manager. In League Bloody One, he's in the 3rd division. It's incredible that we've got him. Yeah, another 3 points, Stephen. Indeed, long may it continue. Yeah, it just feels really good, doesn't it? You hope we get a goalie in before the window closes. Otherwise, we'll probably need to get 2 in the summer with 3 going back from loan, and maybe O'Donnell going. Yeah, I kind of feel that Steve Bruce is all right with him. I think Steve Bruce likes him, and if he does, he does. If Steve Bruce likes him, then you got to stick by what Steve Bruce. I mean, he sees him in training every day. He sees all these players in training, and. He's not daft. He's not daft, is Steve Bruce. Yeah, I was. In fact, I was going to stream it, but Jane has come back from holiday and she's not very well. She's not feeling very well. She thinks she's got the norovirus and she's been being sick and everything. So I've just had to look after her. So it's been a bit. I've been watching the match, looking after her and stuff. So it's just one of them things. Life sometimes gets in the way of things, and you can't always do things that you wanted to do. Yes, Tyra, yes. Gary Cronshaw's here. Hello, Gary. You're happy for a Blackpool win? Thank you very much, Gary, with a double R. Thank you very much indeed. We're not going to win every game. It would be nice to believe that could be a thing, to win every game. It would be the greatest run in the history of Blackpool FC. I said before, we did a perfect 10, and that was a hell of an achievement. This would be a perfect 21 if we won every game to the end of the season. I won't be putting money on that. I won't be putting anything on winning every game. Christian Woolsome says, get yourself down to Bloomfield Road on Saturday. Indeed. It's now, hopefully, the fans are going to get a bit of belief. They're going to get a bit of belief. And I've said it loads of times, and anybody who was there at the time, just before Brett Ormerod got sold to Southampton, I can't remember how many goals he scored now, but it was only, I think we saw him in November, I think he went to Southampton. And Brett Ormerod and Murphy, they were just on fire. And we only had 8,500 then at that time that you could get in, and people were getting locked out of the ground because everybody wanted to come and see Brett Ormerod because he was banging goals in for fun, and just everybody wanted to see this wonder kid. They really did. And it just... you could feel, the town was getting to fever pitch, and then Southampton came and bought him, and it was kind of a tragedy really at that time because we were really playing well, and it's the same old thing. We've just played fantastic football. I mean, it was a great first half. It was a great defensive second half. We looked dangerous going forward, and if we can just start doing that at home, then thousands will come back just to watch the football. You know, because people want to watch winning football, and you know, this Bloxham's already made a difference, and I just hope he makes another big difference on Saturday, and we do get a win on Saturday. And I just think if we get that momentum going and the crowd get bouncing again, like we know we can, because we can. There's no, you know, I've said it loads of times. I went to every single championship game. You know, for that season with Jane where we did the thing together. We didn't miss one single game. We went home and away. We didn't miss a single game in that season, the first championship season, and there was not one ground in that championship that was a patch on Blackpool. Not one. Even the loud ones didn't sing like we sing. You know, when we're on fire, the ground is bouncing, and if we can get that. You know, they didn't even have that in the season that we got up. They didn't have the crowd bouncing. I would just love for these players and for Steve Bruce and for everybody else to just hear how bloody good it is at Bloomfield Road when we're bouncing. And I hope we do get on a run, and I hope that it gets a bit more fever pitch in the town and people want to go, because people want to, you know, you want to be there, don't you? I mean, I wish I'd have gone to Lincoln. Honestly, I was watching just thinking, God, I wish I'd have gone. You know what I mean? I just wish I'd have gone, because, wow, it would have... I've been so many times to Lincoln. I cried at Lincoln when we didn't get up in the playoffs. You know what I mean? When we didn't get up and we fell back into playoffs. I know it all worked out well in the end, but my God, I was crying in my heart. My dad was like, "Shut up, you soft kid." He was giving me all this. I was so upset, especially after Walsall the year before. It was terrible. So yeah. Yeah, she's just been throwing up and everything tonight, so it's not been good. It's not been good, really. Yeah, you're gonna laugh. Well, I hope you do. I hope you do laugh at me. I hope you laugh, and we've won 21 games on the bounce. I would love that. We're not going to get Jerry Yates back. That's not going to happen. But yeah. NANA says it's not that I don't like them, it's just Tara getting better doesn't benefit us if he's going back in a few months. So Donald will be 37 in September, so his career could be coming to an end. Tell that to Budgie Burridge, who went on to, what did he? How old was he? He was about 46 when he was still keeper. I mean, keepers do go on. You know, they do go on into the 40s. But yeah, O'Donnell's probably not the answer, even though I don't dislike O'Donnell, if I'm being honest. I think he's all right. But we know we're going to lose him at the end of the season. You know, that's a fact. He's going to go back. We're not going to keep him. But while he's here, if we're going to have him till the end of the season, he might as well become the best bloody goalkeeper since Gordon Banks, man. It doesn't really matter, does it? If he gets us up in the championship, you know, if we got into the bloody championship with him in the team, not letting any goals in, you know, for the rest of the season, keeping clean sheets, and we go up and win the championship, we can get a keeper then, can't we, in the championship? So, no, I think you've always got to hope that they play well and they do well for the team. If you get somebody on loan, you can't fall in love with them. You know, that's the one thing you've not got to do, because it's heartbreaking, isn't it? It's heartbreaking when they go. Yeah, I think I must wish Jane to get better. Kieran Bain says it's amazing how League One has so many championship teams. League One is so difficult to go up. God, he's horrific. We've been down, you know, all my life, really, to be honest, was always League One and League Two, watching it with my dad, you know, just dreaming that one day we'd get back into the, well, Division 2, as it was then, to get back in the Championship. And it took us 30 years to do it. So, you know, I know what it's like down here. It's bloody awful. Yeah, and Birmingham and Huddersfield. I mean, they both spent good money, haven't they? Birmingham and Huddersfield. You know, they've still got money. I mean, Birmingham it's just insane. I don't even know how they can get away with why the rules are that they can spend. They spent 36 million or something in league. I mean, it's just obscene, really. It's just, I don't know. Is it fair? I don't know. I mean, you got the money, I suppose. You got the money. I mean, you know, it's pumping money into football, I suppose, isn't it? Players' wages. James Wood Joinery says that Bloxham is incredible. I've got to agree with him. He he was a bit, well, he didn't really have a lot to do second half, did he? Because we were more like defending, so anything he did was defending. But yeah, for first half, I mean, he was part of the move that put Fletcher in, really, wasn't he? He just did enough to put that defender off, which sent the ball through to Fletcher, and then Fletcher, he didn't really make a connection, actually. It's just the Lincoln lad completely missed, didn't he, really? And then Fletcher was in, and it was honestly, it was a great goal, great finish, composed, just dinged it over the keeper. That's all confidence. That is just confidence. Seeing the keeper going down, just dinking it over, just making it look dead easy. And that all comes from confidence. And yeah, we do need more attending, and we need to get this. We do need to get the noise up, don't we? James Ward joiner says Rhodes needs more game time. I don't think he's going to get it at the moment because there's just too many players in front of him, and if they're all scoring, to be honest with you, if we're good enough that we don't need Jordan Rhodes, then that is a major advancement, isn't it? In where we were, we're not relying on Jordan Rhodes. If we don't need him, blimey, we have come on. You're swinging your shirt around. Yeah, we've won 100 now. I just think this is, again, I've said this loads of times, but the club do not give out any information about who they're signing, who they're going for. They just never, ever do they? They don't give anything away. And these rumours about Niall Ennis, where do they come from? I think half of it is just from a view from the tower. There was no rumours about Bloxham, was there? And apparently we've been looking at him for ages. So there was nobody in the know. If somebody was really in the know, they'd have known about that we were looking for Bloxham, wouldn't they? But they don't. They just pluck names out of a hat half the time. So I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's put it that way. I don't think it'll happen. Do you mean we've won 10? We haven't won 10 yet. we haven't won 10. We've won 2. So there's still 19 to go to get you win every game. Sam Thompson says Bloxham is some player. He blooming is. Yes, Ballard going to bloody Cambridge. Yeah, it would just be hard luck, wouldn't it, for him to come back and score when he couldn't do anything here. I mean, he was a little tricky. Ricky, I think if we'd have kept him, I think he'd have done all right. I think with these players, he could have brought him on a little guy, big guy, little guy. I think it could have worked. In other news, yeah, I did see that Leyton Orient win, but we softened them up, didn't we? Let's be honest, we softened them up for him. Again, they're just rumours. They're rumours for me, and I don't believe anything until it's on the official Blackpool, Twitter feed or whatever that, welcome to Blackpool, and there's a guy with a Blackpool scarf or a Blackpool shirt. Then I believe it. But until then, I don't believe a lot of these rumours. They're just spread by people. Yeah, just got to buy Jay Stansfield. Then you go, well, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, Joseph was kind of known, wasn't he? But he was only known for a few days. It came up that Hull was sniffing around, but that came from Hull, didn't it? That came from a Hull report, and then he was benched and all that. Well, he was dropped, wasn't he? He wasn't even in the squad, so it was as plain as your nose on a face. He was going, but until that, I don't think anybody had thought that Joseph was going. I certainly didn't. James Ward Joiner, he says the back four are awesome. I'd love to sign Baggett and Afire. Yeah, so would I, but maybe forgotten the championship, but I think they want more money. Casey and Baggett are solid in the middle. Yeah, Ballard struggled with being away from home and not having support network. Yeah, well, he did say that, didn't he? He did say that he didn't really have any friends, which is kind of sad, really, that he hadn't made any friends with Blackpool players when he was here. Suppose they stay in the hotel, you'd think you might have made a few friends, but it must be hard. And the trouble is, if you're not playing well and you're not scoring, and you haven't got any support, and you're sat on your own all the time festering over it, it must be hard, mentally to cope with it. you know, when you've not got all your mates and family around. But he did say in his thing he wanted to get away from his like family and go a little bit further away, because he'd been on loan to Reading and he could kind of go home from Reading, and he felt like he wanted to come down to Blackpool and just get completely away and, you know, and become a man sort of thing. But it was maybe just he just wasn't ready for it, I don't think. Oh well. If he's a free in the summer, then maybe we could do a deal for him. I'd love to sign him. I think he's a great player. What did he get booked for, by the way? Well, he didn't really show you, did he, Paul? He wasn't involved in any of the foul or anything, so how did he get booked? Yeah, Ennis could be good. Could be good talking as a hypothetical, yeah. If he did come, providing we could rehabilitate him to his record at Plymouth or better. He scored 22 in 87 there, so about 1 in 4 at a young age. I've seen videos of him, and I think, you know, I've seen some of his goals, and he looks great. But then again, you know, somebody did say on A View from the Tower, you could make a goal reel with Beasley, couldn't you? And you think, wow, what a player he is, you know, couldn't you? But reels are good, but you know, you need to see them week in, week out. I wouldn't mind signing him. I've got to be honest. If we signed him, I wouldn't be upset if we signed him. I think he'd be a great signing. I think he would have everything of what you're saying there. I think Steve Bruce could, you know, the team here and the players he's playing with could really bring him on. But whether he's coming or not, I don't know. He's been on the bench, hasn't he? For Stoke, I don't know. I suppose it's all, if there is a chance of him, I suppose it all depends on whether Stoke are going to sign. I think they would need to sign another striker. It might come right down to the deadline, if he is coming. But at the moment, I'm not convinced we're after him. I don't think he's like, he's not the kind of player that we go for normally, do we? We normally find these players in a division below us, you know, like, I'd love to find another Bloxham, if I'm being honest, another one of them from our division to take the best player off a team. But I don't understand how we've got him. To be honest, I just don't know how we've got Tom Bloxham. I don't know how I've managed to sign him. It's phenomenal, but he's definitely made a difference. 100% he has. James Ward at Joinery says, yeah, a fire would be excellent. I reckon he would stay if we went up. I'd love to see him play more upfield. When he runs, no one touches him. Yeah, they don't. He's strong, isn't he? He really is. He is a bit like a rugby player, isn't he? He's like big and strong. Bloxham physical attributes. He's great against fullbacks. Yeah, I mean, he had a chance, didn't he? He broke free again, didn't he? And it just didn't come off for him. The ball he put across was too far, but he can break those defences, and he is pretty good. He does play off the shoulder of the defence and can turn them. He's got pace, and that one, I think the defender was backing off him, and he actually got round him, didn't he, and put a cross in. It was, yeah, I like him. He's already becoming one of my favourite players. There's just something about him I really like. I like the way he plays, I like the way he holds onto the ball. I'm just incredibly happy, which I've done 2 live streams because I can't believe I'm actually happy about Blackpool. I've not been, as probably loads of you haven't felt like coming on and moaning and groaning. I don't like moaning and groaning on so I like to be joyful in these things. So it's very pleasing to see the team playing well. And I just keep thinking, is anybody watching this on the coach? If you're on the coach, you're on your iPad, you're on your iPhone, just say hi and just tell me what it was like down there to be at Lincoln for us to win the first time in about 26 years, I think. Is it? Must be 1998, they said. No, it's if I'd have gone to the game tonight, I'd still be travelling back on the coach, and I don't edit anything on my phone. It's all got to be done here on Final Cut Pro. So no, I didn't go to the game. I just watched it on Sky. I could have done a live stream, but I say Jane's not been well tonight. James Ward Journey says, "You at the game on Saturday, Lee? We'll try and get." Yes, I am there, and I've got a guest as well. I've got a former player coming in with me on Saturday, which brings me great joy. I'm looking forward to it because I did, say that the whole reason why I've why I'm bringing these former players in with me to games is because, I miss my dad. As simple as that. I miss going to the games with my dad. My dad was really great to go to football with. He was a good footballer. He had trials with Blackpool, and he was just a good footballer. And he read the game really well, much better than I do, because I wasn't anything like as good a footballer as my dad. And I just miss him, and I wanted to go with somebody who was a bit more like my dad. And I thought like former players, would have that insight, and they would see things that my dad saw, and they do. And I've enjoyed it. It's really good going with them, and it's also good to find out the stories because these videos are, the interview ones in particular, be able to be watched forever, so they can tell the stories and people will be able to hear them. Because if they go to like a match as a guest, they might bring him up on stage, and I don't know how many people is there in the room, 300 maybe, I don't know, and they'll talk to a few people, but they don't really get to tell the story, and thousands can watch these, so I hope they do get to tell the story, and the grandkids and the great-grandkids can see, find out the stories about what their great-granddad or the granddad did. So that's really the whole basis behind it, and I just hope it does well. I hope people do watch him because they are all former players. They don't have to be Blackpool former players, but all the ones so far are former players of Blackpool. So it's all part of our history, and I think the history needs to be told. Seymour says, one game at a time, let's see what happens. We never do it the easy way. No, we never just start off, do we? Top of the league and romp the league. Just one season. I dream of it so many times. Just think, Blackpool, just, at Christmas, top of the league, just keep going and going. Nobody can catch us, and we get to about 10 points clear or something with 3 games to go. And promoted, to have that, that moment where we get promoted at home or something, and we're all running on the pitch, and it just all that mad celebration. We never get it, do we? But on the flip side of that, we've won, with the playoff kings, and that's just as big. It's just so stressful, isn't it? It's a stress you don't want to go through all the time. James Ward joined us. Said my dad was sat with Baggett's parents. Said it was surreal chatting to them. Yeah, I imagine it was. Really, really surreal. But it's great that they follow him, isn't it? It's great that they go and watch him play. Was that tonight at Lincoln, or was that on Saturday? Up the Mighty Pool says, Bloxham is a gem. Better than Joseph, in my opinion. Joseph gave 110% in every game. Yes, he did. But I always thought his first touch, build-up play, wasn't clinical enough. I think 2 mil was a great deal for him. Yeah, if it was, we don't know what. It's undisclosed, isn't it? I think Hull might have. The Hull have reported something on it saying it could rise to 4 million with add-ons and stuff. So that would be amazing, wouldn't it, for him? I kind of agree with you as well. I just couldn't see a player in him in that's this first season with Critch. I'm thinking this lad's garbage. You know what I mean? He never looks like scoring. But I thought this season he really turned himself around. Under the whatever Bruce has done to him, but he did look a fantastic player, and he did give 110%. And I agree with you. His first touch wasn't always the best, and he's not like a natural goal scorer, is he? Where he just hits them from anywhere and can hit the target all the time. A couple of the goals. The one he scored in his last one, where he scored the equaliser in injury time, and he just sort of stuck his foot out and it bounced up and over, didn't it, into the top corner. It was so lucky. I don't think he meant that at all, but it's a goal, in it. But he was a bit unlucky with this, hitting the post at Birmingham. That was really good. But no, he wasn't a finished article, and I don't, we'll have to see if Bloxham is better than him. But at the moment, he just seems to have more to his locker. I think Bloxham, he's made a huge difference. I think he definitely has. He's made a huge difference. You can't leave him alone. I've said this already. Apter's already a lot freer than he was. CJ's freer. Fletcher is free to do damage. It's just a good forward line that we've got at the moment. Matty Stevens would be a good shout for a top player in a league below. 13 goals in 25 for Wimbledon. He's down in London, though. Would he want to come up north? That's a hard thing. I don't know about Matty Stevens, but that's 13 goals in 25. It's just the kind of striker we need, isn't it? I'll take you to a Blackpool game someday. Well, yeah, maybe. Well, if you come up one time, we will. We'll get you a ticket and you can come along with me, definitely. All the way from blooming Ipswich, you can. Paul Crisp, hi Paul. Evening Lee didn't go to the match tonight, stayed at home, falling asleep listening to the radio. Well done, Blackpool. Ooh. I couldn't. Well, I watched it on Sky, so it was definitely not a full and sleep game. It was edgy. It was flipping stressful. Second half, I'm telling you. If you didn't see it, I've said it earlier in the stream that Blackpool defended heroically. They got blocks in, they headed it away, they cleared off the line, but it was. But we don't get out of the problem. Well, we just head it straight back to Lincoln. We let the ball bounce past us, or we get dispossessed, or we kick it away and it hits someone and comes back, and we just do all these things that just give the ball back all the time, over and over again. And then we defend against it heroically, and they're throwing long balls in. They've got a long ball specialist throwing them in, and the whole thing was like the Alamo, and we just it was great defending, the kind of defending that you're very proud of, but it didn't need to be that bad. I mean, we literally could not get hold of the ball. We just couldn't string two passes together, and it went on and on and on, and it was so much stress. But in the end, it was a 2-0 win, but it just felt so stressful. And every credit to Lincoln. If anybody from Lincoln's watching this, I thought you were magnificent. I thought you played the ball around very well. You were constantly playing to Lincoln, constantly finding your man in the box. You put a ball into the box, come back out to the wing, back inside. You just kept hold of the ball for ages. It was good. I thought Lincoln looked a very good side, to be honest. Oh, he's at Lincoln tonight with my dad, born and bred Blackpool, now lives outside Peterborough. Okay, yeah, so I suppose that was quite surreal, sitting next to Elkin Baggett's mum and dad at Lincoln. How random. Andy Davitt said, Lee, I've been going with my dad for 36 years and my son for 18 years. Great family events. I understand your sentiments. Your dad, yeah. Yeah, and the sad thing is, and do enjoy every minute with your dad, because when they're gone. They don't come. They don't come back. Not yet. Nobody's come back to tell you what it's like on the other side, have they? So they don't come back, and I miss him a lot. A real lot. I miss him so much. And he died in 2011, and I still miss him. I still miss him, and I miss going to games with him. And I go with Bestie. I mean, Bestie and Pickle used to, sit with my dad and everything. So, since the 80s. Well, no, not the 80s. With the 90s with Bestie. Came in about the early 90s. Started watching, but yeah, you can't replace your dad. And I'm trying. I'm trying to I'm trying to show you kind of what it's like to go with a really good footballer who sees the game. And I didn't want to do a season. I knew I was going to be all on my own because of Jane at the time. I knew I was just going to be on my own. And I didn't, I watch myself back and I think, flipping out, I wouldn't want to watch me saying the same garbage every week. Who's going to watch me rabbiting on about nothing at times, and I just thought it would be interesting. And it's so hard to get them. It's so hard to get former players. It really is. It's hard to arrange it, and it's hard to find ones that are free. They're all doing stuff, and especially if they're still young, they're in coaching jobs or whatever. It's just difficult to get them, and I'm constantly frustrated. And I just, I hope I can get a few more. I've got one on Saturday. I'd love to have done all 23. I wish I could have done, but anyway, I hope you enjoy them. I just hope you enjoy them. Roy Lee says, have you seen Keshi's goal for Birmingham tonight? Sublime. Yeah, he was amazing, wasn't he, Keshi Anderson? We loved him. He just injured. He just got injured. That was the only thing with him. He was wonderful, wasn't he? He was a great player. Yeah, I'll always remember his goal away at South Sheffield United as well. I've got the video. I was there. I'll tell you a funny story, though, about that Sheffield United game. We were right on the back row of where we all were, and everybody's staying because we've won, haven't we? And everybody's singing everything. And I said to Jane, soon as they go, let's get out. really early, and I get everybody coming out, you know, because I'm thinking I'm literally straight out the doors with like down the step out. Fantastic. So we go outside Sheffield United, and I'm filming everybody. I'm honestly filming them all coming out, and they're all coming up to the camera with little kids and stuff. And then somebody picks me up in their arms and they're carrying me down the street, and it's just the most amazing video I've ever filmed in my entire life. And I must have pressed record by accident as I was going down the stairs, and I turned my camera off. All those scenes where they're all coming out, honestly, it was one of the greatest things I've ever filmed in my life. It was unbelievable at the time because it was bouncing. And yeah, you get us, walking down, but that was that bit where Jane and I are walking all the way out, all the way back to the car, and it was that long road, wasn't it? There's police and everything, and it's just a brilliant scene. I mean, it is a good scene, but that was like the back end of it. I'd have been at the front end of all that, you know what I mean? It would have just, if I just hadn't done what I did, and it was just one of those things. I do it often. I do it often. We went to Reading, and when we come back and we won 3, when we come back and won 3-2, and when Jerry scored, he scored, coming down the left, and I was like sitting in the left-hand side of the stand, so I filmed it. His goal coming in, I got it absolutely perfect, and everybody going up in front of me. It was amazing, and I'd done the same thing. I'd filmed the floor, and then there was that lad, Footy Adventures, had also gone to the game, and I messaged him. I said, have you got, did you get Jerry's goal? He went, yeah, I've got Jerry's goal. He said, I'll send it over to you. And he just filmed himself. So he just filmed himself going mental with all the Blackpool fans around him. So that's all I could put in for the Jerry goal. But I do make mistakes, I do make mistakes. Gary Cruncher says, playing Blackburn Rovers versus Preston North End on Friday night on Sky Sports Live. Well, I hope you beat them, Gary. I do hope you beat them. James Ward says, what are we all thinking on the Fletch situation at the moment? I'm still unsure, to be honest. His touches are fantastic. His hold-up is good. Just his reading of where the ball's going. What worries me, but a lot of it's down to confidence, and he is a good player. I sometimes think he's not a striker. He is more of a midfielder. He's not a rough, tough centre forward. He's not a blooming John Murphy or something. Bashes him about a bit, or He's just a bit soft, isn't he? But he has a good touch, and that goal he got tonight was class. It was class. That's his best goal he scored for us. It was a class finish, just easy as you like one. He just made it look so simple, just perfect. It was just joy. It was in the minute he touched it. The minute he chipped it over, it was in. And I just hope it just gives him more and more confidence, and I hope they start. Half of the job of a striker is having a partner that you really work together really well. You read each other really well, and you know where your partner's going to be, and you know where he's going to put the ball. That partnership is so important, and I just hope he gets to form that partnership with Bloxham maybe, or and CJ and Apt to start to really understand where these players are going to be, and they just put balls in for them. And if you give them enough chances, they'll score. If a striker only gets under Critch last year, it was like no shots on target or one shot on target. Well, a striker's got to score, hasn't he, with that one shot? But if it's 20 shots, he's going to score. It all depends on that. It's how many chances you have. Stunning goal, wasn't it? Yeah, if Bloxham's shot went in, that was like a rocket. CJ should have put that away. Yeah, I think he hit it too perfectly. If it had hit his shin or something and gone in off his shin, he'd have scored. I have to admit, Carey and Morgan held well and fed. So yeah, and Sonny Carey was unlucky with that shot at the start. It was a good save, I've got to say. Elaine Wheatley. Hello, Elaine. She says, hi, Lee. Great win tonight. Like to see Bloxham on the right, CJ on the left, with Fletch and Rhodes, the two up front. Well, yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? But where would you put Apter then? What would you do with Apter? Would you drop Apter for that? Let me know what you think. Do we all agree with that? Would you like to see Rhodes and Fletch on? It could work, Elaine. I'm certainly not saying. NA says, here's a mad idea. If you can't find someone to go to match with, see if a local retirement home has any Blackpool fans that want to go. A lot of very lonely people there that don't get visitors. It could work, couldn't it? If they were a former player. Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. It could work, couldn't it? Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe I'll find out if there's any old people at retirement homes that love football and can't go. It's a good idea, that. If I can't get a player. But it'd be good if there was some, like, I don't know, some really good footballer in his youth that was in a retirement home. Yeah, it's interesting. It's got me thinking. Thank you. Yes, it would make their week, wouldn't it? Or even the whole... Yeah, it would. It would. It would. Probably folks there that haven't been to a match in years and would love to tell you some stories and have someone to talk to. Yeah. Yeah, as long as they can read the football. I mean, obviously we need comments and stuff. But yeah, it could work. It could. I'm not talking to you, Callum, if you're going on about knocking people or that. I don't even want to read it, to be honest. Don't waste your time. That's a Callum, it's pointless. James Ward Journey says, I agree, mate. He is soft. Like CJ too. Still don't rate CJ. You just don't know how he's going to come out and play. Hoping this team is building now. Hope Evans back for Saturday. Would be good, wouldn't it? If he came back on Saturday. I don't know what his injury is. Does anybody know? Have the club announced anything about him at all? James Ward at Joinery says, I think we need to mix it up a bit, especially if we're on for the win. Love Gabriel coming on. He was excellent as usual. He loves this club. Yeah, I like Jordan Gabriel. And I think Jordan Gabriel could be a midfielder. I think he's good enough to be. Good. Okay, that's it. Just keep it nice. And yeah, but I won't post things about, hitting people and stuff. I'm not interested in that. Sam H8 says, hi Lee, good 2 wins now. How are we feeling about Saturday against Charlton? Well, we've got to be feeling confident, haven't we? I mean, we've just won 2 on the bounce away from home. We're looking a different side with Bloxham in. We're difficult to play against. Maybe now where teams have been coming to Bloomfield Road and are really one, outlet a few weeks ago was only Apter, wasn't it? There was no CJ, there was just Apter, and all they did was like double up on him and even triple mark him sometimes, and that was us screwed really at home. But they can't do that. Charlton can't do that because if they do put 2 on Apter, they leave Bloxham free or CJ free or Fletcher free. We've got a really good attacking force, and if we set off the way we normally do, set off at Bloomfield Road first half and get a really good lead, I think it'd be great. We've already beaten away from home, but it is difficult to get 6 points, to do the double over somebody is always, it doesn't happen very often. So we need to do the double, but you don't want it to be that after the Lord made show on Saturday as well. We've just had 2 fantastic wins, on the bounce away from home. We need to get this crowd getting excited about coming to Bloomfield Road. People will already be getting a little bit excited because they will want to see this Tom Bloxham. People will be, whispers will go around, this Tom Bloxham's worth seeing. So I think it's going to be busier. I think it's going to be busier than it has been. I'm hoping there could be like another 500 maybe in on Saturday. Hope so. And then I hope we win and they all want to come back, and I hope we win well, and I hope it's exciting and it's a brilliant game and then they want to come back. Because we had a real good thing going, didn't we? We had a really good thing going in that championship. Bloomfield Road was absolutely rocking. I know you are, but I don't need it in the comments, Callum, to be honest. Yeah, talk about the match. You can talk about if you watched it, talk about the players, talk about anything, but why do I want to put it up on screen? I want to talk about the game. So if you want to talk about the game, great. If you don't, it's up to you, but I won't. I want to know, what do you think of the game? What do you think of Bloxham? What do you think of Fletcher's goal? What do you think about the defence? What do you think about the midfield? I don't want to talk about that. James Ward says, a calf injury, nothing major, but it's a muscle apparently. Okay, well, let's hope he comes back. Roy Lee says, honestly, Evans infuriates me. I prefer us without him. He thinks he's De Bruyne and gives the ball away with overly ambitious passes too often. I kind of get you on that, to be honest. I find myself getting annoyed with him myself because he wastes a lot of balls, doesn't he? He does waste a lot of balls, and he's always taking every free kick, and you know he's like the free kick specialist, isn't he? But he never does a good one. He just never does a good free kick. I'm thinking when he's taking the ball, I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake, no, please, God, no. There was I can't remember which match it was where we got 2 late free kicks at the South Stand end to win the game, and he just wasted both of them, and they were really in dangerous positions as well. Harry Wood says he thinks Rhodes is past it. It's too slow. James Wood Joinery says, interesting, Rory, if he's on it, his balls are perfect. Yeah, he honestly, he's class. I agree with you. When he's class, he's class. His free kicks are a waste, I always think, but yeah, he is a class player, but he does waste a lot of balls. Don't think he'll make Saturday, just don't want to be too bloody predictable. Yeah, it would be good to see him on the bench or something, wouldn't he? He's not going to drop Morgan and Carey just at the moment because they've just been in the team that's won 2 games on the bounce. You're not going to drop them, are you? But he may come on. It'd be good to bring on. I'd like to see Onamar as well, getting more game time and getting better, because I think he could be so valuable. If Onamar becomes the player that he was, and gets all his confidence back and he plays as good as he was, he's like a Premier League player in League Two. If he does, and he's a big lad, isn't he? He's a big lad. Yeah. Gotta go. Thanks, Duncan. Thanks for staying with me to talk. We're all just a little bit excited, aren't we? We're all feeling a bit better about ourselves, and it's good. It's good. Football can really, is a mental thing where it can kind of ruin your weekends, ruin your week, and get you down. But when it's going good, it's good to just enjoy the wins, innit? Just enjoy the wins, and that's what I'm doing. I've done 2 streams now because I've been happy and I want to come on and talk to people. I'm not being miserable and everything else. So if we get a win on Saturday, I'll probably be back here on Sunday talking about it again because I'm happy. Sam Thompson says we're a big side now. Yeah. In fact, the Exeter manager did mention it. He said, I didn't think Blackpool were that big. But we are. Yeah, we have got a lot of heights. There you are. Rob Apter was rubbish. That's just brilliant. Thank you very much, Callum. That's really improved the stream. It wasn't his best game tonight, to be honest, but he did a few things. He was free. He was a bit unlucky with a couple of things. I like him. I don't think he is a rubbish player. I wouldn't like to play against him. He's tricky Ricky. He'd get around me all the time, to be honest. Okay, what about getting Bondo signed? Bringing in a young lad when he played earlier in the season. He had drive, determination. I agree. Onamar will be a great, solid player with game time. Yeah. You had it on the radio at work. Well, then you don't know how if he was rubbish then, do you? Because you're not seeing it. You have to really watch the game to be able to say whether he was rubbish. And I don't think he was rubbish. I think he was all right. Well, yeah. He really needs to like read the room is the thing, isn't it? We're all talking about what a wonderful 6 points, what a great performance and a battling performance and 2 great goals, good goals. It was a good centre-half goal as well, wasn't it? Good, like a poacher's goal from Casey. It was great, It was a good corner sent in. Apsel have sent that corner in. I think he had to took the corner, so it was a good corner right into the danger zone, and just that second goal just was good enough, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm very happy. I'm gonna get off. I was hoping really that somebody might catch it on the coach and post if they were on the coach. Right, okay, take a last couple. Andy Davitt said the team are looking good. 8 more to go for the perfect 10. Yes, I think. Yes, indeed. I think my heart's really in my head, but wouldn't it be an amazing end to the season? Team aren't as good without Evans, in my opinion. Well, yeah, I kind of do agree with you, but we've won 2 without him, so that's good. Right, well, it's no point in saying then you listened to it on the radio and now you're telling us you watched it. So, did you listen to it on the radio? Or did you watch it on the screen? And if you watched it on the screen, then yeah. But I didn't think he was rubbish. I don't agree with you on the fact he was rubbish. I think he was part of a good team performance. I think they all played well. It wasn't the best I've ever seen Apter play, but wasn't the worst. Killian will fit in nicely too. He's been doing well at Salford. Killian. Is that what he's called? The big striker. I know you mean the lad on Kouassi. You mean Kouassi? Kouassi's doing well at Salford. Yeah, indeed he is. Shane Benjamin says Apter is being challenged by Bloxham. So, yes, he's been a little quieter because Bloxham has forced himself to the forefront. Yeah, but you'd hope that it would take a little bit of like pressure off Apter and, and having somebody there, to carry the ball forward. And he's definitely got more space than he had. So I hope he does come on. Good night, James Ward Joinery. Thank you for all your comments. You hope to be there on Saturday. Get that sales stand going, pal. I'll try to. Yes, Kouassi, yes. Not Kylian Mbappe. Right, okay, Callum. Great. You had it on the radio first half, on the TV. Second half, good, okay. But we'll have to disagree about Apter. I thought he was okay. Yeah, I think he probably is. I think he's probably had a drink. Right, anyway, thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you for that. It's been great. I'm going to get off. I'm going to get to bed. And I'm going to sleep soundly, like hope you all are, because Pool are just moving up. And you know what we're like? Blackpool, we're like a late charge, don't we? So who knows? But I would like to see a couple of signings before this window closes. Can we do it? Surely. If Simon Sadler's getting as excited as we all are, I'm thinking, I'll tell you what, we could do this. He might just push the boat out if he thinks we've got a chance, you know what I mean? And we are looking like we have got a bit of a chance, It's 2 good wins on the road. It's a good start. Right, thanks a lot, everyone. I'm going. Thanks for your company, and let's hope we get 3 points on Saturday against Charlton. That would be the ticket. Yes, exactly, Rory. 3 points again on Saturday. Let's have it. I'll leave you at that. Thank you very much, Rory. Good night, everyone.